Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to present the class of 2014. Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance and the posting of the colors. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Well, welcome to this wonderful place. And I want to take the opportunity to welcome some of our distinguished guests. Our most distinguished guests, of course, are you, the parents, family, and friends of our wonderful graduates of the class of 2014. But I'd also like to acknowledge the Board of Trustees that are here, and first and foremost, Charles Stribling, who is the 8th president and chairman of the board, and whose family has made such a great impact on this great school. Colonel Stribling. I'd also like to recognize Mr. Veldkamp, Ms. Finland, and Mr. Bridge, also of our Board of Trustees. And we have a guest today that is just going to be joining our faculty and our community. And if he could stand up, I'd like to introduce Colonel Gregory Barak, our new senior Army instructor as of 1 August. Well, gentlemen, it has been a long journey. There's no question about it. Our focus has been to take and make well-prepared gentlemen of character. And I think the class of 2014, you're to be congratulated on your accomplishments. You've all worked hard. You are all equal to the task. And for most, though, it hasn't been an easy journey. There have been many challenges. Some have come on the playing field. Others have come in the classroom. Some in cadet life, and perhaps in all three areas. The journey is designed to be difficult, to challenge you on every front and in every dimension, to take you out of your comfort zone, because that's how you grow. All of you know where you're going from here. But the real question is, where are you going in life? I want to share with you a poem that I hope upon reflection may provide an answer to at least one of you. It's called The Bridge Builder. An old man traveling a lone highway came at an evening cold and gray to a chasm vast, deep and wide, through which a flowing, sullen tide. The old man crossed the twilight dim. The sullen stream held no fear for him, but he turned, and when safe on the other side, he built a bridge across the tide. "Old man," cried a nearby pilgrim, "you're wasting your time building here. Your journey will end with the closing of this day. You never again will pass this way. You have crossed the chasm deep and wide. Why build this bridge to the other side?" The builder lifted his gray head. "Good friend, in the path that I have come," he said, "there followeth after me today a youth whose feet must pass this way. This stream, which has been as naught to me, to that fair-haired youth may pitfall be. He too must cross this bridge on dim twilight day. Good friend, I build that bridge for him today." I sincerely hope that you will find it in your hearts to be bridge builders in your profession, bridge builders in your community, and most importantly, bridge builders in your family. I believe, as I have told you so many times before, and I can't resist doing it this one last time, that I believe that there are 4 things that I hope that you will take from this place. First, that you have the courage to face your challenges squarely and without hesitation, and in so doing, not be defined by your fears. Go towards them. A life defined by fears is both small and unrewarding. Second, always be rigorously honest in all of your affairs. Men won't follow you if they don't believe in you. Always act with rigorous honesty. The third is to conquer life's challenges. You must never quit. You must never, ever quit. You will be known and defined by the way that you come back from adversity more than many of the triumphs you may have. And the fourth is if you choose to lead, you must be accountable. One of the hallmarks of a 360-degree education is a development of character. Character is improved by study, but it is learned by the way that we live our lives on a day-to-day basis, and most importantly, in the community that has a code that believes that it lives with and executes every day. We teach character, honor, integrity. In closing, I'd like to say this, and it was something that I thought was really wonderful by the president of Brigham Young University, David O'Keefe. He defines an education as a true education seeks to make men and women not only good mathematicians, proficient linguists, profound scientists, and brilliant literary lights, but also honest men and women of virtue, temperance, and brotherly love. God bless you. God bless the 125th Corps. I wish you all the best.
Good morning. Major Edsel Baker, middle school principal, will present the following middle school awards. The Stribling Cup for highest efficiency in the middle school. Cadet Jean-Luc Shayaka, Kigali, Rwanda. The Senator Christopher S. Bond Award for Outstanding Middle School Underclassmen. Cadet Chandler Bollinger, Southlake, Texas. The plaque for the highest scholarship in 6th grade. Cadet Nicholas Sarnelli, Springfield, Massachusetts. The plaque for the highest scholarship in 7th grade. Cadet Zayd Johnson, Maryland Heights, Missouri. And the plaque for the highest scholarship in 8th grade, Cadet Francisco Fletes, Monterrey, Nuevo Leon, Mexico. Dr. Frank Yusefi will be giving out the academic awards. The highest scholarship in the freshman class goes to Cadet Gregory Prinster, St. Louis, Missouri. The plaque for the highest scholarship in the sophomore class goes to Cadet Nishan Canal, Mexico, Missouri. And the highest scholarship in the junior class, Cadet Jose Garcia, Mission, Texas. The Sylvia Mansfield Memorial Award and stipend of $100 for a middle school and a $200 stipend for 2 high school ESL students who have demonstrated great improvement in English over the course of the school year. This year we have Cadet Temulan Batbayar, Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia, Cadet Rene Padilla, San Salvador, and Cadet Rong Yang Yi, Shenzhen, China. Thank you, gentlemen. The chorus will now sing God Bless the USA.
won't forget the man who died, who gave the right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the hills of Minnesota to the trails of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA. 'Cause the crowd in every American heart, and it's time to stand and say, yes, it's time to stand and say. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the man who died, who gave the right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the man who died, who gave the right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. God bless the USA.
Presenting the principal awards for the 2013-14 year will be President McGeorge. The Abbott Albright Award is awarded to the outstanding teacher for the academic year 2013-14 and is voted on by the National Honor Society, Delta Phi, and the M Club. This year's recipient is Lieutenant Colonel Willis Kleinsorge. The Hamos Trophy for a faculty or staff member voted by fellow faculty members to have done the most for the boys during the year goes to Ms. Cheryl Liu. Jack Souls, the senior class president, will come forward and make a presentation on the behalf of the class of 2014. The gift of $2,500 from the class of 2014 was earned through service projects and gifts and is given by the class of 2014 to purchase benches and decorative trash containers for several areas of the front campus. The Robert H. Weaver Memorial Award goes to those who best exemplify philanthropic support for MMA. This year's recipient of the award has made generous donations of money, time, and talent to support the Maroon and Gold event, our Duke of Edinburgh Award program, and to our many improvements to our residential life program. The Weaver Memorial Award recipient for 2014 is First Sergeant Alan Hakes. The Fritsch plaque and stipend for the 11th grade cadet who exemplifies honor, good discipline, academic excellence, and service to the academy goes to Cadet DeChurian Owens, Memphis, Tennessee. The Dorsey Anderson class of 1895, cup for the cadet exerting a gentlemanly example. Cadet Jesus Herrera, Durango, Durango, Mexico. The Red Ireland class of 1941, trophy for a fighting heart for the varsity athlete who never gives up. This year, Cadet Dallas Lopez, White Settlement, Texas. The Aztec Warrior Chieftain Award for promoting tolerance and understanding among all cultures. Brennan Lindsay Marshall, Collierville, Tennessee. The ROTC Distinguished Service Award is given to the cadet who has contributed to the JROTC program for the academic year. The award goes to Cadet Jose Carrillo Caborca, Sonora, Mexico. The outstanding performance by a company commander, Cadet Jose Bors, Obregon, Sonora, Mexico. The Don Hooten Class of 1919 Fellowship Cup. This cup is voted on by the senior class to be the most valuable to the institution. This year's recipient, Cadet Dylan Orton, Columbia, Missouri. The Charles I. Wall Cup, the second highest leadership award given to an MMA cadet, is awarded to a cadet who best typifies those ideals of character, leadership, scholarship, and service upon which the Academy was founded. This cup is named in honor of Stoney Wall, class of 1922. This year, the cup is awarded to Cadet Chadwick Cardo, Moline, Illinois. The Legion of Honor is the highest award which can be given to a cadet at MMA. It is awarded to the outstanding cadet or cadets who demonstrate industry, integrity, leadership, and loyalty to MMA. We have one recipient this year. Cadet Roel Rodriguez, Miguel Aleman, Tamaulipas, Mexico. And we ask that the parents of Roel to join him on stage at this time. So Roel's parents, please come forward. Dr. Frank Yusefi will present the Dr. James C. Olson Award for the highest scholarship in the class of 2014 and deem him the class of the 2014 Valedictorian. Cadet Jack Souls, Dallas, Texas. Cadet Souls, the podium is yours.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, teachers, cadets, and most of all, graduates of the class of 2014. It is an honor to speak to you all on this once-in-a-lifetime occasion. In these next few minutes, I'm supposed to dazzle and inspire you all with clever advice and motivational quotes. That being said, I doubt my 17 years on this earth have provided me with more wisdom and experience than the majority of people in this room. Maybe someday when I'm hopefully rich and famous, I'll be worthy of doing such a thing. But this morning, I would actually like to reflect on what it truly means to graduate from MMA. If you're sitting in front of me, you probably know that MMA is not like other high schools. For example, at almost every other high school graduation, these men and myself would be wearing a flimsy cap and a gown. Instead, we are looking spiffy in uniforms and carrying swords. This is because we are different, and that is exactly what I will be focusing on in this speech. Whether it is your first year here, or you were born here like Bridge and Darnall, we have all endured hardships and accomplished goals that many high schoolers could never dream of doing. I'm not going to stand here and coach you on how to succeed. There's no need for that. Rather, I would like to focus on brotherhood and adaptability, which I believe to be the two most valuable components of being a senior in MMA. The friendships we've developed here are especially unique. We live in an environment where companionship is unavoidable. Isolation at MMA is impossible. Everywhere you turn, you will find one of your peers, regardless of whether you want to or not. From scrubbing toilets to studying last minute for Major Larry McClary's tests, we do everything together. The MMA Brotherhood is an unparalleled support system. Engraved in our sabers is a phrase that dates back to our predecessors of 1889. United we stand, divided we fall. As individuals, a number of us graduates have fallen this year, including myself. But today, we stand tall, as a class, as leaders, as brothers. Class of 2014, you all are a bunch of chameleons. Yes, I said chameleons. Now, before you question my sanity and have me escorted off the stage, let me explain. A chameleon can enter a new situation, evaluate its conditions, and immediately adapt to the environment. I believe our experiences at Missouri Military Academy have provided us with the tools and comprehension necessary to succeed in new environments. We learn the importance of consistency through the promotion system. We understand the advantages of effective organization, and we exercise cultural awareness due to our exposure to various ethnicities, religions, and languages. Like chameleons, we as graduates of MMA can utilize our skills to adjust to new surroundings. Furthermore, I encourage you all to be wise chameleons. Once you adapt to a new situation, it is crucial to take advantage of the present opportunities to become a stronger and more knowledgeable individual. I would like to point out that none of us would be receiving our diplomas today without the help, support, and guidance of our parents, teachers, and faculty as a whole. Our success is your success, for you have provided us with the courage to dare, the knowledge to thrive, and the belief that we can overcome. Your dedication and encouragement has instilled us with the self-confidence needed to accomplish our goals. For all these things, we, the class of 2014, thank every single one of you. I would like to personally thank my mom for her unconditional love and support, even though I received a great deal of such love in the form of motherly nagging. Without her, I would not be standing behind this podium, much less prepared to enter the post-high school world. Although he could not make it here today, I would like to thank my advisor, Dr. Gregory McDonald, for being my guide, my friend, and an inspiration. I would also like to thank Garcia Jr., Johnston, Finney Finn Diesel, Bors, Salas, Chasochir Gonsalerdin, Gonzalez R.I., Darnall, some of you may know him as Twix, Bridge, Diaz, and many more for all the laughs, support, and unforgettable experiences. Special thanks to those of you in Echo Company It has been an amazing year, and words cannot describe the pride I take in of being a leader in Company E. Current cadets, embrace the camaraderie and opportunities that MMA provides. To the class of 2014, I don't have anything else to say. We know what to do, and I have faith that we will succeed. Congratulations, happy graduation, and best of luck to Missouri Military Academy's 125th Corps of Cadets. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my distinct pleasure to introduce our speaker today, Colonel Gerard P. Cherchechny. Colonel P, or Colonel T as we like to call him, graduated and commissioned from the Virginia Military Institute in 1987, and after completing Officer Basic course and a Ranger course, he was assigned to the 101st Airborne Division, where he served in Saudi Arabia and Iraq as part of Operation Desert Shield and Desert Storm. After completion and selection from the Special Forces qualification course and Arabic language training, he was assigned to the Special Forces Group as the commander of Operational Detachment. In 1999, Colonel Cherchechny returned to his alma mater, a Virginia Military Institute, as the operations officer and executive officer of their senior ROTC unit. In 2001, he assumed command of the 1st Battalion, 1st Special Warfare Training Group until July of 2003, when he moved to the headquarters as executive officer of the U.S. Army Cadet Command. Colonel Cherchechny also served as a professor of military science at Valley Forge Military College, before going to the 1st Heavy Brigade Combat 3rd Infantry Division as part of the 9th Iraqi Army Division Stability Transition Team, Chief, in Al-Rashid, Baghdad, Iraq. He has most recently been appointed to the very prestigious post at the United States Army War College as the Director of Special Forces. Colonel Cherchechny is a graduate of the Combined Arms and Service Staff School, the Command and General Staff College, the Joint Combined Warfare School, and the Army War College. He holds a Bachelor of Arts degree from Virginia Military Institute, a master's degree from the California State University, a master's degree in strategic studies from the Army War College, and a doctorate in education from George Washington University. Colonel Cherchechny's awards include the Defense Superior Service Award, the Bronze Star with an oak leaf cluster, the Meritorious Service Medal with 5 oak leaf clusters, the Combat Infantry Badge with 2 stars, and Expert Infantry Badge, Special Forces Tab, Ranger Tab, and a Master Parachutist Badge. Colonel Cherchechny is married to his wife, Lynn, and they have 2 children, Jacob, who is inbound to the United States Army as a young officer, and Victoria. I have the honor and pleasure to introduce not only a wonderful friend, but most importantly, a great warrior, a great educator, and a wonderful American. Ladies and gentlemen, Colonel Cherchechny.
Well, good morning. Mr. McGeorge, thank you for those very kind words. As always, you're far too generous. Your hospitality, as well as your wife Joy's hospitality, has been, as always, superb. Brings back many fond memories of our time together those years ago back at Valley Forge. But it's always great to get back and see my old mate, my English cousin from across the seas, Rick Thornton. Rick, great to see you again, as always. And gentlemen, thank you for allowing me the opportunity to stand with you and to march with you in your ceremony this morning out there on the parade ground. It's been a very long time, Mr. McGeorge said. I graduated from VMI back in 1987, quite a few years ago. It's been a long time since I've stood on a parade ground, but you brought back some great memories. And because of my newfound friend over here, Colonel Greg Barak, I was able to stay in step for at least, I think, most of it. So thank you for that, Greg. And also, Mr. McGeorge, I particularly appreciate your selection in music. It was very well timed and greatly appreciated. Mr. and Mrs. McGeorge, members of the Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, coaches, parents, family, and friends, distinguished guests, gentlemen of the Corps, and most importantly, members of the Missouri Military Academy graduating class of 2014. Thank you for inviting me here today and for giving me the opportunity to speak to you on this special occasion. Coming here today is a great opportunity for me, and I would like to talk to you today about the idea of opportunity and what it means. However, before we get into that, I'm going to spend a few moments talking about another very important day. Your graduation this weekend comes at a very special time. In 2 days, the people of America will celebrate Memorial Day. I'm sure you're all familiar with Memorial Day. It's that long weekend that we characterize by spectacular car sales, unbeatable mattress discounts, low prices on major appliances, and significant savings on quality furniture. But gentlemen, Memorial Day is so much more than that. Memorial Day is a special day to remember and pay tribute to those who have made the supreme sacrifice while wearing their country's uniform. And this tradition goes back 150 years, and we're going to do a little bit of history here. Following the end of the war between the states, many communities set aside a day to mark the end of the war or as a memorial to those who had died in the conflict. Some of the places creating an early Memorial Day include Sharpsburg, Maryland, Charleston, South Carolina, Boalsburg, Pennsylvania, Richmond, Virginia, and some 24 other cities and towns. And these observances coalesce around what we call Decoration Day, honoring the Union dead, and several Confederate Memorial Days. Now, the first Memorial Day was observed in 1865 by liberated slaves at the historic Washington Race Course in Charleston, South Carolina, which was the site of a former Confederate prison camp and a mass grave for Union soldiers who had died in captivity. The freed slaves reinterred the dead Union soldiers in individual graves. They fenced off the graveyard and they built an entry arch declaring it a Union cemetery. Later, on May 30th, 1868, they returned to the graveyard with flowers that they had picked from the countryside, and they decorated the individual grave sites, thereby creating the first Decoration Day. Now, the official birthplace of Memorial Day is Waterloo, New York, because it observed the day on May 5th, 1866, and every year thereafter. The friendship between General John Murray, a distinguished citizen of Waterloo, and General John A. Logan, who helped bring attention to the event nationwide, was likely a factor in the holiday's growth. Logan had been the principal speaker in a citywide memorial observation on April 29, 1866, at a cemetery in Carbondale, Illinois. On May 5, 1868, in his capacity as the Commander-in-Chief of the Grand Army of the Republic, which was a veterans organization, he issued a proclamation that Decoration Day be observed nationwide. And it was observed for the first time on May 30th of the same year. And this date was chosen specifically because it was not the anniversary of a particular battle, and the graves of fallen Union soldiers were decorated in remembrance. The alternative name of Memorial Day was first used in 1882, though it did not become more common until after the Second World War, and it was not declared an official name by federal law until 1967. On June 28, 1968, the United States Congress passed a Uniform Holidays Bill, which moved Memorial Day from its traditional May 30th date to the last Monday in May, and this law took effect at the federal level in 1971. And Waterloo's designation as the birthplace took place just in time for the village's centennial observance. The U.S. House of Representatives and the Senate unanimously voted and passed House Concurrent Resolution 587 on May 17th and May 19th, 1966, which reads in part, resolved that the Congress of the United States, in recognition of the patriotic tradition set in motion 100 years ago in the village of Waterloo, New York, does hereby officially recognize Waterloo, New York, as the birthplace of Memorial Day. On May 26, 1966, President Lyndon B. Johnson signed a presidential proclamation recognizing Waterloo as the birthplace of Memorial Day. So, Memorial Day is a day for looking to the past and for remembering those who made the supreme sacrifice. However, it's also a day to look to the future and to the opportunity that it provides, opportunity that was purchased by that sacrifice. Gentlemen, you have before you that opportunity in the United States of America. Now, I've heard the criticisms. I imagine you have too. The American education system is a mess. We're falling behind in science, math, and technology. Our economic system is failing, and our government is so inept we're on the threshold of bankruptcy. Our military is spent after over a decade of war, and we can't seem to police ourselves. Crime figures never seem to stop increasing, and gasoline is still $3.50 a gallon. It looks pretty grim, and it seems to be the popular thing to do, to jump on the bandwagon and throw darts at the USA, even as you live under a system that guarantees you the right to do so. But I don't buy it. And since I have the podium, and I stand between you and your diplomas, you're going to have to listen to me for a few more minutes as I explain why. Yeah, America's not perfect, and we do have some issues to address, as every generation of Americans has had. Over the last 2.5 centuries, the American people have righted wrongs and corrected injustices. The issue with the systems and the institutions that I just named is just that. They are systems and institutions. They are inanimate. They have no heart, they have no mind, they have no soul. They are, however, made up of people, and people are human. They have hearts and minds and souls. But they're imperfect, they're prone to temptation, they sometimes choose wisely, and they sometimes do not. They're just like you and they're just like me. And this is where the whole opportunity part comes in. Now, I've heard the analogy that if you measure success in any endeavor as the scoring of a touchdown in football, then simply by living in the United States, you're already starting out on the 50-yard line. I believe there's some truth in that analogy. You live in a nation of over 4,000 colleges and universities. Colleges and universities that oddly attract a significant number of students from beyond our borders. Our economic system is in bad shape, and yet we have an illegal immigration problem. It seems that millions of people want a shot at our economic problems, and many are willing to risk death for it. Our military is worn out, but we still have soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guardsmen, many who are your age, who wanted to become part of our armed forces because they're held in such high regard. And we still have young men and women ready to join the law enforcement and emergency response ranks at the local, state, and federal levels because they want to help and protect people. Across this great nation, men and women are working towards and achieving significant advances in computer technology, medicine, communications, alternative fuel sources, and agriculture. We produce so much food that we have an overeating problem here. I've been to many countries over the past 3 decades where the people there would love to have the problem of having too much food. We've also built into our governmental system a quality control mechanism. It's called your constitutional right to vote, and it's part of what was left to us by the Founding Fathers. Our Constitution, sort of set of directions for running the country. But don't treat this set of directions like you do the ones for your Blu-ray player. Take the time to actually read it. It's very interesting, as ours is the oldest continuous constitutional government based on a written constitution in the world. Your votes will get you new mayors and sheriffs, new local and state representatives, new senatorial and House representatives, new presidents. And what makes this process so remarkable is that it occurs regularly, peacefully, without tanks in the streets, brutal reprisals, rioting, or the imprisonment of those with contrarian viewpoints. All in all, it's a pretty cool place to live. Where will you fit in, and how will you contribute? What opportunity will you take advantage of? I'll let you think on that one for a minute. Getting back to Memorial Day, we all know that this weekend is a traditional beginning of summer with pool openings, trip to the beach, although in Missouri I don't imagine you go to the beach, and barbecues. But I'd like you to think about something else this Memorial Day. As you're enjoying your time off, justifiably proud of your accomplishments here at MMA, please take a moment and remember those who made it all possible. Remember those who stood at Lexington Common in April of 1775, faced down the mightiest land, naval, economic, and political power on earth, and fired the shot heard around the world. Many of them died later at places like Trenton, the Cowpen, Stony Point, and Yorktown, giving breath to a new nation that's the envy of the world. Pause for just a second and remember those who died standing with Andrew Jackson at New Orleans, storming the ramparts at Chapultepec in Mexico in 1847, and while wearing both blue and gray in the tragic miscalculation of the war between the states, at places like Manassas, Chancellorsville, Gettysburg, Newmarket, Cold Harbor, and nearby Carthage, Missouri. And because of their selflessness, they reunited our nation and made it stronger. Take just a minute to remember those who lost their lives while patrolling the expanding western frontier, while chopping through the jungles in the Philippines and Cuba, and while standing like a rock on the Marne, finally putting an end to the war to end all wars, at places like Belleau Wood, the Argonne Forest, and Chateau Thierry. Bow your heads just for a minute and remember those who fought and died at places like Kasserine, the Rapido River, the Hortgen Forest, Bastogne, Guadalcanal, Peleliu, and Tarawa. Remember the sailors who died in Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941, without really knowing who they were at war with. Remember the infantrymen of the 442nd Regimental Combat Team, which was comprised of Japanese Americans, and the Tuskegee Airmen, which was made up of African Americans, the most decorated ground combat and the most effective air combat units of the Second World War. These men fought and died for a country that saw them as second-class citizens, but they did their duty nevertheless, and they set the nation on a path towards the eradication of racism and bigotry back home. Think briefly about the men of Torpedo Squadron 8 who flew obsolete aircraft against the Japanese fleet at Midway and were wiped out in the attempt. They set the conditions, however, for the sinking of the 4 carriers that had launched the attack on Pearl Harbor 6 months prior, and in a few horrible minutes, turned the tide of the war in the Pacific. Remember the Marines, like those who raised the flag on Mount Suribachi on Iwo Jima and were immortalized in a very historic photograph, only to be killed later in the campaign, and also the sailors who died fighting off kamikaze attacks near Okinawa mere weeks before the end of the war. And it was soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines like these who, in just 4 years, utterly destroyed the two most militarily powerful nations in the world, and many of them making one small piece of Europe or Asia or North Africa forever American. For just a moment, remember the Korean War flyers who died in the skies known as MiG Alley, and the Marines who died during the horrible winter march from the Chosin Reservoir. Remember the Vietnam War grunts who lost their lives patrolling the Central Highlands or the Mekong Delta, or the flyers killed by anti-aircraft fire over Hanoi, and then had their sacrifices condemned by some of their misguided countrymen. Take just a minute to remember those paratroopers who died jumping into Grenada in Panama, the tankers who gave the last full measure while destroying Hussein's vaunted Republican Guard in an amazing 100 hours, and our servicemen and women who have given their lives to keep the peace and give hope to the inhabitants of Bosnia, Haiti, and Somalia. This Memorial Day, our soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines are still involved in conflict in the mountains, in the deserts, and in the city streets of Afghanistan. Recently, they have added names like Kandahar, the Hindu Kush, Fallujah, and Tikrit to the list of places where American blood has been shed in the name of freedom. A wise man once said, "Freedom is like air. You can't really see it, but it only has to be taken away for a very short period for you to realize just exactly how precious it is." It's because of our fallen, many of whom are known but to God, that we enjoy the freedom to assemble here today. So, on Monday, in between your hot dog and your next helping of potato salad, take some time to reflect upon these great heroes, to remember their sacrifices made by them, and remember that they have provided you with an unparalleled opportunity. Do not squander it, but remember, too, that it is just that, an opportunity. It comes with no guarantee of success. That will be the result of your own determination and hard work. About 150 years ago, Thomas Jonathan Jackson, who would later be immortalized as Stonewall Jackson, said to his cadets at Virginia Military Institute, "You may be whatever you resolve to be. Not want to be, not desire to be, not wish to be, but resolve to be. You have to get it in your head that you're going to accomplish it." So, gentlemen, I will close with my threefold charge to you. One, remember those who got you here. Not only those who made America possible, but also those who have helped you along the way. That English teacher, TAC officer, soccer coach, parent, scout leader, a person you never met, but perhaps you read about, who provided you with an example to emulate. Each of you had some help in the form of teachers, coaches, and mentors, myself included. One of them sitting right here. I hope he knows what an influence he has had on me in my life, but if he didn't before, he does now. Take a moment to drop a note to that person. Maybe send him a thank you card. Although, do you guys even write letters anymore? Do you know how to do that? Probably not. So maybe you might email them or fax them, or send them a text. Maybe give them a phone call. Either way, let them know how important they are to you. Each of you has talents, skills, and abilities that make you unique. Use them to be a part of the solution, not a part of the problem. This may be difficult. You will encounter obstacles and impediments. You may fail. You may, from time to time, be told that your best just isn't good enough. At times like these, remember what you learned here at MMA. Get yourself up, dust yourself off, regroup, learn from your lessons, and try again, and you will succeed. You, whatever organization you may be a part of, and the nation as a whole will be better for it. And last, help those who are coming after you. Remember that special person who helped you through a difficult spot, and become that person for someone else. Helping others to achieve their goals is a very noble undertaking, and I can speak from experience, it's extremely rewarding. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for this opportunity to express my thoughts on this occasion and for indulging me for a few minutes. Gentlemen, congratulations again on your graduation, and thank you for allowing me to be a part of it. Best of luck in your future endeavors. May God bless you, may God bless the Missouri Military Academy and all who serve here, and may God bless these United States of America. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Shenandoah.
Will the class of 2014 please rise? Mr. McGeorge, I have the honor to present the graduating class of 2014. Since they have completed satisfactorily the course of studies as prescribed by Missouri Military Academy, accredited by the Independent Schools Association of the Central States, I recommend that they be awarded their diplomas. Class, be seated.
The class of 2014 has earned over $5 million in scholarships this year. That rates a round of applause. Gentlemen, would you please come forward as I read your name? Saif Fad Al-Shabani, Rabat, Saudi Arabia. Saif's going to the University of Missouri. Jose Francisco Bors Murrieta, Obregon, Sonora, Mexico, Universidad de Anahuac. Parker Harrison Bridge, Labadie, Missouri, United States, University of Tampa. Dylan William Brown Dawson, St. Louis, Missouri, United States, Daytona State University. Jordan Alexander Butts, Hazlet, Texas, United States, Texas Tech. Chadwick Austin Cardo, Moline, Illinois, United States, University of Illinois. Jose Ramon Carrillo Noriega, Caborca, Sonora, Mexico, University of Arizona. Emilio Cueto Mendez, Miguel Alemán, Tamaulipas, Mexico, Universidad de las Americas, Puebla. Timothy Joseph Daniels, Glenview, Illinois, United States, Ripon College. Aubrey Estefan Davidson, Tulsa, Oklahoma, United States, Tulsa Community College. Dallas Lane Delmer Lopez, White Settlement, Texas, United States, Texas A&M University. Sebastian Alejandro Diaz, El Paso, Texas, University of Texas, El Paso. Fernando Alfonso Estrada Piñon, El Paso, Texas, United States, University of Colorado, Boulder. Shane Michael Finney, Odessa, Florida, United States, Florida Atlantic University. Wei Hun Gao, Guangzhou, China, St. John's University. Edward McKinley Giernart, Poway, California, United States, New Mexico Military Institute. Marcelo Gomez Flores, Ciudad Victoria, Tamaulipas, Mexico, Universidad de Monterrey. Ricardo Gonzalez Oliveras, College Station, Texas, United States, Instituto Tecnológico de Monterrey. Oscar Emilio Gonzalez Scheffenbush, Puebla, Puebla, Mexico, Universidad de las Americas, Puebla. Roy Allen Grabowski, Gates Mills, Ohio, United States, Lakeland Community College. Gerardo Guerrero Flores, Monterrey, Nuevo León, Mexico, Instituto Tecnológico Monterrey. Jia Lun He, Beijing, China, University of Houston. Jesus Gerardo Herrera Alvarez de Castillo, Durango, Durango, Mexico, Instituto Tecnológico de Monterrey, Santa Fe. Sin Shui Hu, Yonggong, Zhejiang, China, Santa Monica College. Javier Ibanez Posada, St. Andres Cholula, Puebla, Mexico, Universidad Iberoamericana, Pueblo. Benjamin Henry Douglas Jennison, Springfield, Illinois, United States, University of Dubuque. John Carlo Johnston, Woodsboro, Maryland, United States, McDaniel College. Fernando Emiliano Lopez Chumacero, Huixquilucan, Estado de Mexico, Mexico, Universidad Iberoamerica. Weiding Ma, Gushi Churchong, China, Southern Illinois University at Edwardsville. Brennan Lindsay Marshall, Collierville, Tennessee, United States, Florida A&M. Carlos Alberto Nieves Perez, Mexico City, Mexico, Instituto Tecnológico de Monterrey. Pedro Santiago Onieva Lopez Izquierdo, Madrid, Spain, Les Roches International School of Hotel Management. Dylan Nicholas Orton, Columbia, Missouri, United States, Missouri Western State University. Joshua Lamont Pearson, St. Robert, Missouri, United States, Truman State University. Jacob Douglas Priester, Maumelle, Arkansas, United States, United States Naval Academy. Ivan Eduardo Quiros Espino, Nacopan, Estado de Mexico, Mexico, Instituto de Estudios de Monterrey. Gabriel Alejandro Rodriguez Mendoza, Monterrey, Nuevo León, Mexico, Universidad de Monterrey. Roel Eduardo Rodriguez Valdez, Miguel Aleman, Tamaulipas, Mexico, University of Texas Pan American. Sergio Salvador Rodriguez Izaguirre, El Paso, Texas, United States, Centro Universitario, IMEC. Kas Okargun Saad Odin, Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia, Loyola University. Jack Joseph Souls, Dallas, Texas, United States, Northeastern University. Daxiong Xuan, Changqing Guilin Province, China, Missouri State University. Benjamin Robert Swiger, Weldon Springs, Missouri, United States, Lindenwood University. Austin Michael Teague, Mexico, Missouri, United States, Baylor University. Tyler Thomas Vaughn, Rockford, Illinois, United States, Rock Valley College. Luis Angel Velez Yaila, Monterrey, Nuevo León, Mexico, Instituto Tecnológico de Monterrey. Zhao Tongying, Yangon Zhechong, China, Santa Monica College.
Now, if the senior class of 2014 will please rise. By the authority invested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby declare you graduates of the Missouri Military Academy as of May 24th in the year of our Lord 2014, and as such, you are entitled to all the rights, responsibilities, and pertaining to thereof. Congratulations, you're graduates of Missouri Military Academy.
If we can ask all to please rise as Major Shoemaker leads us in the singing of Old MMA, and please remain standing as the colors are retired.
No school shall dim thy fame, no sun shall give thee shame, no sun forget thy name, old MMA. Our hearts are bound to thee in love and loyalty. Steadfast thy sun shall be for MMA.
Graduates of the class of 2014, receive this benediction. May God bless and keep you always. May you always, as now, find joy in your success. May your dreams, hopes, and goals come true. May you always be found in the service of others, and remember to let others do for you. May you continue to grow to be righteous and true. May you always be courageous. Stand upright and be strong. May your hands always be busy and your feet swift. May you continue in a strong foundation and be ever held in peace. Amen.
Cadets remain standing. Guests, please be seated until the cadets have left the building. After the cadets have exited, please join us on the front campus for final formation.